Okay, so I want to make a video on making a cheap meal in my car. So basically what's been going on is I've been in my vehicle for 3 weeks, and I talk a lot about managing your money, spending less, and I believe knowing where your money is going and knowing how to manage it and really minimize how much you spend versus the benefit you get from what you spend it on is like a life-changing thing. If you can master your finances, it basically sets you up for the rest of life. So I was here talking to my sister and telling her, you gotta track, you gotta figure out where all your money's going. You gotta kind of put in a spreadsheet, kind of group it into categories, and then know where your money's going. And then that's where you start. You start at the snapshot. You say what's happening, and then you can change it once you kind of have a good idea of where everything's going. But I thought, oh, maybe I should practice what I preach. So I started a spreadsheet, and I've been in my car for 3 weeks. And what I did was I went to my bank statement, my online banking, and went through everything that I spent over the last 3 weeks, and ended up I spent about $2,000 over 2 weeks, which is quite a bit. And that was a big surprise for me. Last time I was in the car was that I really wasn't saving as much as I thought I was, and I didn't know that until I did an accurate assessment of everything I spent. And I talk a lot about going through your bank statement and finding all those hidden things that you're spending money on that you forgot about, and I talk about it a lot, and I did it like a year ago, and then I just did it again, and it turns out I got 2 subscriptions that I totally forgot about and I'm spending money on and I'm not using. So it's a good thing to do, and it's a good thing to kind of keep on top of over time. So I believe math is very important for life, and I believe everybody should be well aware of the benefits of math. So the biggest thing would be finances, your inputs and your outputs, your income and your expenditures. So it's always good to keep on top of that, and just understanding where you're at is huge. I believe God created this universe to run according to math, and math is our kind of insight into a lot of it. I don't think you should ignore the physical world for the spiritual. I believe a lot of the spiritual truths apply to the physical reality that God created. So anyways, so math is good for your finances. It's also good for losing weight. I'm trying to lose weight as well, and for that you have to keep on top of your calories, and it's all math. So if you want to lose weight, you have to, basically people have a pretty standard maintenance level of how many calories you need a day, and if you eat below that, your body will slowly lose weight. If you eat above that, your body will slowly gain weight. And but another thing is, if you go too low below your maintenance level, you will put your body in starvation mode. Your body will fight back, and you will crash, and you will eat way too much. So the trick is to eat below your maintenance level, but not too much below, because you want it to be sustainable, where you can live like that for months and years if possible. But that's math. You have to know, well, what am I taking, and to start that, you have to kind of start looking at, well, how many calories do I get a day normally when I don't change anything? And to me, that was a big surprise. I can eat like 3,000-4,000 calories a day. I had no idea. I eat these junior meals, budget meals at McDonald's, which is a double cheeseburger and a small fry, and it cost me, I think, about $8, and it's a good deal, and it's got like 650 calories, and 3 of those, and that's your daily, well, probably a little bit more, maybe 4. I think for a male, for me it's like maybe 2,200 calories, but that would give me like 1,800 calories. That's a lot. If you eat one Happy Meal with a pop, and it's not a diet pop, you're looking at 1,200 calories. Like, that's like half your calories for the day in one meal. So it's crazy how easy it is to overeat. And the only way to really know where you're at is to kind of look at the numbers and see where you're at. This whole world runs according to numbers. I think God did that on purpose. And everybody is able to, you may not be able to understand math really well and derivatives and all these things. You don't need to, you just need to know the basics, and that's enough to really help you in life. Okay, so now my problem is I was cutting calories and I'd get really hungry, and then I'd go to McDonald's and I'd gorge and then spend too much money and eat too many calories. So what I wanted was a really low calorie option that was easy, I enjoyed, I have to enjoy it, and it's cheap. And for me, that was oatmeal, and that's a recent thing. About a week ago, well, this whole time I've been doing, well, no, that's not true. So for about a week I've been so if I get hungry, I'm gonna go eat somewhere, but if I have an alternative, that's huge. So I started doing this oatmeal meal, and it's like 300 calories, and oatmeal is really filling. It's healthy. There's a lot less carbs in there than like a refined wheat, like a bread or something. So it's been really good for me. I can put honey in it, a little bit of honey, a little bit of oil if I want, and salt. It's good if you put salt in there, and then raisins. And it's very filling, and it's very good. I love it, and it's fairly low calorie, and it's filling. It's perfect. But what I was doing is I'd buy the 1 minute granola oatmeal, because it's mostly cooked already. I put water in it, but not hot water, and it really didn't soak it up, and so I found it better to do cooking it. And for that, let's see if you can see it, I bought a little burner stove. That's my little tray. So that's been good, and I can cook it in my car. But that's not what I wanted to do today. I want to do an actual meat meal, tomatoes and stuff. Yeah, but now I can do the math. I can calculate how many calories am I getting, and if you want to lose weight, you need filling meals that have low calories, and the best way to do that is fiber and protein. So I'd go to Walmart, I'd buy a pack of turkey, 200 grams for like $3. That's a huge amount of protein. It's great for a meal, and a cucumber for $1. And I'd have a just great meal. I'd make a dip with vinegar, honey, and salt, and I could do it all in my car, and it's awesome. $5 meal, super filling. But there's no Walmart around here. It's like way up north, so can't do that. So this time I went to the dollar store, and I'm really hungry, and I'm walking around. I'm like, what am I going to eat? I'm also trying to quit wheat, which limits like so many options. But maybe that's good, because now I can't do Wendy's and I can't do McDonald's. But I'm not by Walmart, so I'm kind of like, what am I can't live on oatmeal. So what I like to do is just go buy a chicken leg at like a grocery store and put honey on it, and then that's a good, and then do oatmeal after that. So that's been all right, but I want something better. So I went to dollar store, and it turns out they got a lot of food in there that are really cheap. So that's what I'm going to try today. I'm super happy. Now I want to talk about the dangers of my setup here, because I think this is a horrible idea, and I don't think anybody should ever do it. So I've got this little wood stove, and the first time I did it, I put it on the center panel here, which is rounded, and you put the cup on top of that. It's really tall, and if you don't have a stable base, if that falls on you, that is life-changing burns. That is misery for the rest of your life if you get burned like that. Skin grafts and, I don't know, bacteria stuff and infections, and just so the first time I did, I burnt myself a few times, and then I took the cup and I burnt myself on the handle, because the handle heated up, and then I was trying to maneuver, and I kept touching this burner with my elbow, and it was a nightmare, and I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I'm not doing it again. But then I thought, well, maybe I was really hungry one time. I wanted to do the oatmeal thing, and I thought, well, maybe I'll figure out a better way. So I have a little platform set up. Maybe I'll switch now. Okay, so I'm going to switch to camera view. Alrighty, I'm going to go to wide view, and then this is my little platform. It's kind of resting on my Bible there by the chair, and then a granola thing. So it doesn't seem super safe, but it's enough for now. And it's far away, so it's about 2 feet away from me. If it does fall, I think the water wouldn't hit me too much. But if I move my leg over, I think I'm okay. We'll see. Anyways, let me position the camera. So that's a danger. Well, the first danger is the water. The second danger is the flame. So this is a horrible idea. I'm going to do it. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to have this here. It's a little bit wobbly, but you know, if I'm not going to be bumping it. If there's an earthquake, it might tip. If somebody hits me with the car, it might go. If there's a bee in the car, I'm going to try not to panic. Okay, let's get this going here. So what I want to do is, so this is going to be up like this. You see how it's like really tall and top heavy, and yeah, it's a horrible idea. But I've done it a few times. It's all right. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Now you can't even see the top of it. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I think we're okay. Okay, so let's get started. What you see here is rice for $1, lunch meat for $2, and a can of tomato for $1. And this will last multiple meals. This is a lot of protein. It's not pure meat. You can tell by the amount of protein compared to like if you were to buy turkey meat in a bag. It's got like twice as much protein as this. So this must have some type of filler in it. I don't know. Now the major downside is you're eating canned meat from dollar store. That's super sketchy, so this might be more of a emergency type thing. Now if this works, so you think about like how much money I'm saving, it's still like $5 compared to, you know, say $8 at McDonald's. So it's not a huge saving, but this is actually a lot more filling content. It's going to last me longer and have less like fat and processed carbs. The rice isn't too bad. I'm not going to do too much. So what am I thinking here? Let's do some water. I'm going to start with the rice. I don't need too much. And then, but this is going to be more, even though I'm eating dollar store meat, it's probably okay compared to like McDonald's meat. All right, see the danger. So if this falls, I've got two things to worry about. One is the water, and the second is the flame. That torch is going to roast whatever it lands on, and very quickly start a fire, especially if there's anything flammable nearby. So that's a big thing to be concerned about. Now this cup isn't big enough for the meal, so what I'm going to do is once it kind of looks okay, I'm going to put it into a Tupperware there. So I'm totally interested in the concept of constraints. Every video game becomes interesting because of constraints. What the heck? This rice is already cooked. That's weird. Oh, it's already steamed. I don't even have to cook it. Well, what do I do now? Because if it's already cooked, I don't need the water. Oh, that's weird. Okay. That's really weird. Okay, I got a big bag of cooked rice here. Single serving cooked rice, 150 grams per packet. Well, that kind of ruins my whole video, but I'll make it anyways. Now, one thing I had an issue with, what I can do is I'll use this water for the oatmeal after. Now this handle is metal, so it'll actually really heat up. So if I touch here too hard, it's really hot. And I know on the bottom gets too hot, so I gotta be careful there. It's not boiling, I don't think yet. But what I'm gonna do, how much of this rice do I want? Per packet, 230 grams, 50 grams of carbs. Whatever. I don't care. That's not bad. This is not what I thought it was. So I could buy a bag of dry rice, and then I could cook it. Now, I like cans that pop off, so I don't want to be messing around with a can opener. In my car, so you'll also find some fruit cups. You can get a big
cup of fruit that has a pop top. That's nice. I just want to be careful I don't get tomato juice anywhere. Smells normal. I mean, you can be like, oh, this is horrible, it's coming from the dollar store, you don't know where it's been. Why? It's the same everywhere. I do have a garbage can in my car, so I'm just gonna maybe I'll leave it up here for now. Now here's the big problem. I gotta open this big thing of lunch meat. This is $2. It came from Denmark. If there's something that's gonna be disgusting, it's gonna be this. But whatever. Now I'm also concerned about juice spilling out of this thing while I open it. But what are you gonna do? I've got a little Kleenex underneath it, so nothing's dripping out, so that's nice. Do the old turnkey thing, go zipping around the edges. And this is actually a lot, so I don't even have to eat this whole thing. I can do half and throw it in the garbage if I want. Like, you don't have to eat everything that comes with it, especially when it's $2. So my big concern is spending like $6 on a packet of meat for one meal. That's like, so get ready to be grossed out. But that's a lot of meat, and I'm kind of like, well, do I even want to put it all in there? Because then I'm kind of stuck with it in there. It smells like meat. I'm gonna eat some. I'm okay with it. But how do I get it in there? So I do it in pieces with the spoon. Maybe I'll do it in pieces with the spoon. Okay, I'll just kind of put a reasonable amount. I'm just going to chuck the rest. I'm not going to eat this whole thing, although I could. You can't really preserve stuff in a vehicle, like once you open something, especially like perishable, you got to eat it or get rid of it. Alright. Well, I think maybe this is a work in progress, and maybe this isn't something I'm going to do all the time. But I like the idea of being able to do it. And honestly, that meat didn't taste too bad. So I got rice, tomatoes, meat, and that's a meal. That is even a low, not super low calorie, but I'm not putting oil in there. I don't need to. You get salt in the tomatoes, and then the rice. That's. But this whole meal. So let's look at the tomatoes. It's only 25 calories in the tomatoes. It's like nothing, and lots of fiber. So tomatoes are great. I did buy this if I want to add a little bit of extra flavor to it. But that's good for when I buy the chicken legs. The meat, I'm not going to worry about because it's mostly protein, and that's what you want. You want the protein. And then the rice is, this is a lot of food. So I don't even think I could eat this whole thing. This is a lot. I don't want to show you because you're going to be like, that's disgusting. This is the worst video I've ever seen. But it is what it is. So I'm going to eat about half of that, I think, and then I'm going to be full and then possibly sick. But it was an experiment, and I can't eat bread, so my options are limited. And I'm kind of sick of just grabbing a chicken leg and then living on oatmeal. Although that has been working pretty good. But yeah, too bad I couldn't show you me cooking the rice because it's already pre-cooked. I had no idea. So that's kind of neat. So now I know that's an option. And yeah, so be on top of your finances. Study life through the eyes of math. Understand calories. Understand debt, interest, all the things, all the traps. And yeah, life is a challenge, and it's like a video game, and you always have to be on top of what's going on. All right, And I think that's all I got. So see you later. Bye.
Okay, I ate the whole thing. I'm very sick. We'll see how that meat does. I did leave a bunch in there. I didn't eat that whole thing. I ate about half of it. So anyways, I did some math. And the meat was 400 calories, so about 390 calories, mostly because of the fat content. There's actually more fat in the meat than there is protein, which is a little bit weird. So they're adding stuff to it, I guess. But that ended up being, that's also including the fact that I only ate half of it. So I ate about 400 calories of meat. The rice ended up being 230 calories, and then the tomatoes was 80 calories. So as a total of 700 calories. So it's not bad because I'm stuffed. That was a lot of food. Like, I am full. Like, normally I have some oatmeal as a kind of after meal desserty thing, and I'm gonna probably wait a few hours. But it wasn't bad. It was good. So as long as that meat doesn't make me sick, it tasted like meat. It tasted all right. And then yeah. So now one thing I could do is, if I want to go low carb, I just cut out the rice, because that was basically just pure carbs. I mean, rice is fine, but if you're looking to keep your carbs down, you don't need it. I could have done tomatoes and meat. I wouldn't mind maybe looking at an alternative to that meat. Maybe, I mean, you could do a pepperoni stick if you wanted. I don't like the MSG, or I don't know if there's MSG in them, but I don't eat those just because they usually don't work well for me. But I think you could build a lot on the tomatoes because it's low carb and it's nice and salty and it's filling, so you could add some stuff to it there. But there you go. That was a big, large, filling meal for super cheap. And yeah, I think that's all I had to say. I should have shown myself eating it, but I downed it pretty good. I had to spend a lot of time preparing for this video because I kept messing it up, and then I was getting hungrier and hungrier, and I was just like, oh, I'll just eat. No, it's like, no, I'll do a video. Anyways, that was fun, and I learned a lot. All right, have a good day. Bye.